In this tutorial, I will show you how to find out the undertone for the pigment and how to select the pigment for your client. I know this is a very wanted topic and I'm happy to share this information with you. As always, welcome to Beauty/Academy, the best place to improve your PMU skills. Okay, so I'm holding here Tina Davis Pigments. This is the pigments I am using for the shading. For the microblading, as I mentioned on my Instagram profile, Beauty Slash, I use Fee Brows Pigments. And only the Tina Davis Pigments give us this chart where you can see the undertone for each pigment. It is stated over here, it's either yellow base or orange base. So what does it mean? How to figure this out, which pigment is yellow base or orange base without having this cheat sheet? And why is it important to know whether the pigment is yellow base or orange base? I will tell you in a while. And if you guys do not know about the color theory, you do not know how to color correct blue, purple, red eyebrows, or the mixture of the powders will give which color, I suggest to go to my Instagram Beauty Slash and watch a full tutorial about this, very detailed and very informative on Beauty Slash account. Okay, so these are the Tina Davis pigments that I will go in to demonstrate to you. You can take your pigments that you are using and we will together check their undertone. So this is the color chart, but before that, let me explain what is the undertone. As you guys might know, the brown color is made of three colors, three powders, which is yellow, blue, and red. And the different variations of amounts of these powders will influence the color being more warmer, more colder, or more lighter. So for instance, if there's more yellow in the pigment, the color will be lighter, the brown will be lighter. If there's more reddish powder, the brown color will be more reddish, have the reddish undertone. If there's yellow and red powder together will be more in the pigment, we will have more orangey undertone because yellow plus red is orange. You've mixed these powders. Or I would say if there's more blue powder, then the brown will be more colder. So let's see our pigments that we have here and see which powder is more present in these pigments, which undertone would they have, and how this will affect the healed result and which basically pigment you should select for specific client. So first in our chart, let's take the ash brown. You can see that undertone of ash brown is pretty neutral. It means that this pigment has a pretty much even amount of this combination of the powders, of the colors. It doesn't have orangey or reddish powder present more. So this one I pretty much like because it definitely won't heal as reddish or orangey for your client. However, the client who prefer the healed result to be more warmer, you definitely have to select a warmer brown. The next pigment to review is gray. Okay, so it's pretty cool color. It definitely have a little bit of olive tint in it, which means if we look at the chart, which means it has more yellow and blue powder combined together, which is gives us green. Just a little bit more of these, which makes the color, the brown, more cooler and more with the olive tint in it. This color I recommend for ladies who want to have gray eyebrows, and this color is best suitable for ladies in age with gray color hair. You can also use this color to make the warm colors more ashier or more cooler. The next one is blonde. So we can see how warm the undertone is. It's pretty much a lot of yellow in it, which make, as I mentioned before, which make this pigment lighter than the other. So the yellow powder is present more in this pigment. What does it mean? If you want to do a light brows, warmer than ash brown color brows, then you can select the blonde color. It definitely is warmer than previous two. So if your client want to have light but still not so cold brows, you can select the blonde color. The second color in our chart is medium brown, number 3. You can see how much more bright and orangey this color is compared to our previous colors. So it means that the orange is more present in this pigment, and it means that orange is actually yellow powder with red powder, so it means that these two powders are more giving the undertone to this pigment orange color. So if the client wants to have really warm eyebrows, brown warm color, then you can use this medium brown color. Now, where would you use this color? In which case would you use this color? If your powder eyebrows are very dense in color, you will have this color over here. If your technique of your powder brows are very light, unfortunately, on your healed result, you will receive the color is in here, very orangey and very reddish color. This color, because of its red-orange undertone, is good for the hair stroke technique, because hair stroke is the density of the color is so much in the stroke that it will look like this, and the same for microblading. You can use this pigment for microblading because the density is high and it will look like this. However, if you use these colors in here, they are cooler, and if we look at this area, we can see that it looks pretty cool. So they will look more cooler on microblading, on the hair stroke technique, or on very dense shading. Again, just to sum up, if your technique is quite dense, such as microblading, hair stroke, or dense powder, you will receive these colors at your healed. If your technique is very light or diluted, you will receive the healed result like this. So if you don't want to have the healed result too orangey, too warm, you can select for the light shading or light microblading these pigments, or in the other case, you are good to select any. And again, the brown, medium brown is suitable for the clients whose hair color is more warmer, or for the clients who used to draw their eyebrows using the warm pencils. Now the next color is dark brown. You can see the same, this color has the orange base, and just the brown itself is darker than the medium brown, but they both have the orange base. So if your client want to have dark brown, warm dark brown, you can use this color. Next one is bold brown. You will probably ask me, what if the client do not know which color is suitable for her? How do we select the color? And I will tell this in the end of this video, and even make a next part of the video. This one as well has the orange base and is darker than previous two colors. Basically, actually, if you combine this color with medium brown, you will receive the dark brown. So as easy as this. And the last color is ebony. Ebony is very dark color, and it has yellow base, which means it's a cool color. And definitely, if you don't want to end up having blue brows, you would not want to use this color alone. Yes, definitely the undertone is cool color. And where do I use this ebony is, I can, for instance, use the ebony for eyeliner if I combine this with bold brown, because if I just use the ebony for eyeliner, the eyeliner will turn gray, because obviously any of these color, when they go under the skin layers, they will become even cooler. So even though right now some of the colors look warm, they will still become cooler once they go inside the skin. So if this color already looks cool to you, it will definitely heal even cooler than it is right now. So if you want to have this nice black color, which is not too grayish, I suggest to add Ebony orange undertone. Also, Ebony is really great if you want to, for instance, darken the medium brown or darken any of this warm color, but darken in adding a little bit of cooler tone to this pigment. So for instance, if client want to have dark brown but a little bit cooler than it is right now, I can use, for instance, medium brown with a tiny 0.3 drop of Ebony to darken this medium brown a little bit to become dark brown, but just have this cooler undertone. So actually Ebony, this color and these two colors have cool undertones, so you can add them to the warmer pigments to make them cooler. So this is how you can check your pigments, which undertones they have, if they have warm undertone or cool undertone, and how you can use them. So again, if you're worried about the skin being cold or warm, I suggest not to stress out about this. Unfortunately, in my experience, even by all the measurements, this particular skin would consider to be warm or cool. In each case, it heals, unfortunately, unpredictable. However, it heals predictable if you know that this pigment is cooler or that pigment is warmer. So the warmer will still heal more warmer, and the cooler pigment will heal a little bit cooler than it is. And just give you another hint, I usually see the hair color of my client, and I, in my mind, will decide whether the warm brown will fit to this client or more ashy brown will fit to this client. For instance, myself, I never use the pencil with color brown, warm brown. I use the pencils which are more olive in color. That's why I will select the pigments with yellow undertone, the pigments with more olivish undertone, the one that are cooler. And usually in my practice, I just ask the client whether the client likes to have warmer brows or more ash color brows. And in most of the cases, the client already know which color she wants to have. Now I hope you have more information on how to see your color undertone, and I hope you will be more confident in selecting the color for your clients. If still something unclear to you, please ask your question under this video, or even add me on beauty/Instagram, where you can send me the pictures of the client and ask me which color do you think is more suitable for that client. It was Beauty/Academy channel, and I will see you in our next tutorials. Remember to leave your topics or questions under this YouTube videos and hit like to help me to post more useful tutorials to this channel.